Hello, good afternoon, Toastmasters and media guests. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am Subramaniam. I will be the Sergeant of Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all for the 65th meeting of Medley Toastmasters. Before we begin the meeting, I would like to mention a few ground rules that we usually follow throughout every meeting. Please switch off your mobile phone or put them in the silent mode so that we have a noiseless meeting. I will give you 10 seconds for you all to do this. Just also, I request the last benches to occupy the front rows so that if any latecomers comes, they can enjoy sitting in the last bench. As Toastmasters, we don't discuss about sex, religion and politics, so please do refrain from discussing these topics. And also, please do not cross-talk or walk out when the speaker is delivering the speech, as it might be a disruption for them. Just as everyone has a mission in life to achieve, so the Toastmaster has. The mission of a Toastmaster is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which each member empowered to develop communication and self-confidence, resulting in personal growth as well. I request everyone to be attentive throughout the meeting so that we can have a great speeches delivered by the speakers. I request everyone to support the speakers with warm smile and applause. Let's have a great meeting. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer. So, presiding officer, he works at Dixon Technologies mostly at the night shifts. Even though he works at night shifts, he tries to attend all the Toastmaster meetings in despite of not taking any rest. I request to welcome Toastmaster Alagiri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep for setting this stage. The sound of the table, I would like to declare meeting number 865. I would like to welcome our dignitaries, DTM Thomas Abraham sir, distinguished Toastmaster Arthi. Thank you sir for being with us today. And we have few guests join us today. Can you please come here and introduce yourself and just share how you came to know about Medley Toastmasters Club?
Hi, I'm Rakhi Rukha. I'm already part of the Toastmaster Club. This is Madras Toastmaster Club Mangallam 2 years before. Due to my working schedule, I have taken the break. Once again, I have planned to join, and I'm still waiting here to Vadiyar. So this was very good to me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Ranjit. So, this is my third session as a guest. Looking forward to officially joining the club soon.
Hello everyone. Same like I have been in this group for last 3-4 meetings. No more guests because so many familiar faces. And in fact, today I was thinking that by the time I enter, I will request that don't call me for intro. But yeah, really looking forward to join this group. Thank you.
Thank you, guest. Since this is Pongal-themed meeting, I would like to share few memories from my childhood. Pongal festival holds very special place in my heart as I grown up in village. Pongal is one of the famous festival in our Tamil Nadu. We are celebrating 4 days: Ohi, Thai Pongal, Mattu Pongal, and Kanum Pongal. Ohi Pongal is to remove old unwanted things, and also we will burn the unwanted items. It means we remove negative and the way for beginning. And Thai Pongal is the first day of the month of Tamil Thai. Is also known as Tamil Tirunal. We also celebrate as a Tamil New Year. In our village, on this day, we used to clean our houses and we need to make things ready to do some pujas. Third is Mattu Pongal. This is very special actually. We will thank our cow on this day, and we will take our cow to the lake and we will make them bath, and we will paint their horns, and we will get the things to do some pujas for cow as well, because we consider cow as a family member, and also cow is backbone of our agriculture. And also fourth day, Kanum Pongal. I still remember 4 a.m. in the morning. There were so many people that were standing in my house to get the blessings from elders, and also to get the money. They will, if they ask, they will give them money. Paul Punginicha. If they ask me, they will give them money. Even I used to do that. I still remember I will take my cycle and I travel for 12 kilometers to my auntie house to deliver Adirsam, Palagaram, Murukku, and also seed of 500 rupees. Still we are following that culture. If I have sister, still we are giving seed for my sister for Diwali and also Pongal. And I have to return back to my hometown because we conduct many sports like Panai Udettal, Kabaddi, Noosi Nool Kothal, Sakku Poti. So many sports we used to conduct on that day. And I also go and get the blessings from elders. But actually, not for blessings. For 5 rupees, 10 rupees, they will give. For that only we will get the blessings. Still, I remember. So Pongal, when we say this joyful chant, the pot overflows. If the pot does not overflow, there is a lack of collective effort. So similarly, in Toastmasters also, success comes with everyone contributes. If no single person make the pot overflow, right? So every role matters, big or small, and we together we grow. So for the guest and benefit for the guest, Toastmasters is century-old organization founded in 1924 by Dr. Medley. It helps individuals to improve our communication skills, to improve our leadership qualities, and also boost our self-confidence, and also enhance feedback skills and listening. So with this spirit, to take this meeting forward, we have Toastmaster of the day. When I asked him to give his intro in WhatsApp, he shared me one video song. The song is Nayaru Yenakedu Diriyalaye Yenaketa Naan Solla Valiyillaye Enna Inda Bhoomi Kondu Vanda Sami Yaratha Ketalu Nayaru Yenakedu Diriyalaye. Let's welcome that unknown person, Ilakkiya Chemmal, Toastmaster Jayaraj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alagri, for your song and for your introduction. Today, as a TMOD, it's my duty to introduce the theme of the day. And anybody of you can say what is the theme of the day today? Wow, that's wonderful. I thought I will not be able to do that, but you did a great job. Actually, it's a very difficult one, you know. Ululation is the theme of the day. That is the reason why I have kept ululation as the theme of the day. This ululation sound which you heard now, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years before, even before the language was formed, was created by human beings to celebrate as a symbol of joy and celebration. So that's a very important thing in Pongal. During Pongal, we used to ululate in villages particularly. As far as Pongal is concerned, I agree with Toastmaster Allegri. He explained everything. But I personally feel that this charm of Pongal is getting reduced over a period of time. It's not celebrated as other festivals like Diwali, Christmas, New Year. It do not have that kind of energy. Have anybody gave a thought why the charm is getting reduced? There is a reason. Because biryani is better than it may sound silly or a joke, but the reality is, unknowingly, we have kept the name of the celebration Pongal to the sweet. It is not the sweet that has the name for Pongal. It is the name of the celebration that has been given to the sweet. When you are expecting a masala dosa in the early morning, when your mother keeps ven Pongal, it will be like upma, right? Frankly speaking. Almost, in my opinion, at least 80% of people literally don't like ven Pongal, and 20% of people like Pongal, but after eating Pongal, they will feel sleepy, no energy. So this has some attachment. Psychologically, this has an impact on this Pongal. No other festival has this kind of problem. There is no Diwali sweet. There is no. So, my request for the Tamil fraternity is we have to remove the name of Pongals from the food. Because the meaning of Pongal is not food, it means Pongal, boiling over. We don't believe in being simply good, enormously prosperous, exorbitantly great, and for communication, we don't just want to express, we want to impress. Anything we need in excess, boiling over. We believe in boiling over. So Pongal is Pongal. So we cannot change the name of the festival. I think this festival is a very important festival. As already Toastmaster Allegri has said, there are a lot of wonderful things that is behind this festival Pongal that we will be discussing all through the meeting. We have three phases in every Toastmasters meeting. We have three phases. One is prepared speeches. The next one is table topics and general evaluation. And today we have another interesting session, that is education session. So we'll be still talking about this ululation and Pongal in the now and then. Now let me hand over the stage to our general evaluator of today's meeting. Today's general evaluator is Toastmaster Bharat. Bharat was our ex-president. He's working in Ericsson. And when I asked him about this Pongal, he said he likes Pongal because whenever he listens to think about this Pongal, he remembers the sports, the games that have been played in their village and their hometown. So that is what comes to mind of Toastmaster Bharat. Let me invite Bharat on stage.
Thank you, TMOD Toastmasters Jayaraj. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. We all love riding two-wheelers, four-wheelers, and all. And when we drive, the one thing we constantly look upon, apart from the road and other views, is the dashboard in front of us. And why we look into it? Because it gives us an indication about the vehicle we are driving and how well we are driving. And in this dashboard, there are various meters or the gauges. One, it could be the fuel gauge, which gives you the fuel level, and the other, it could be your temperature sensor. The other could be your speed indication, whether you're in the right speed, and or it gives you an alert. And then, well, there are many multiple things. It has a direction, it has a dashboard which gives you a direction and sensor. And we keep looking into it, and it gives us some indication, and which helps us, and which is an essential thing for helps us to drive smoothly and also to reach our destination in a safe manner and to achieve our goals. Similarly, today, we, the evaluation team, are going to be the dashboards in your journey of today's meeting. We have a responsibility, or our goal is to observe the overall meeting, right from the meeting preparation, how the meeting takes place, the timing of the meeting, how the segment process, and overall the members' engagement. We have to do this, as we see in the dashboard, there are specific things for each of the gauges. And similarly, today there are two sets of team who would be assisting in this evaluation. So one team would be doing it throughout the meeting, which we call it as the tag team, the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. The other set of evaluations are specific to the speech evaluation. Today there are two speech evaluators for the two speeches, and then there's a tag team. Now, going on to the introduction of the tag team, we start with the timer. To play the role of the timer, today we have a Toastmaster who believes Lodi or Pongal is a festival where we reset. Where we let off things which didn't work, let it go. Letting go is one other main criteria or skill where instead of holding it back, once we let go, it eases us and helps us to learn, move in a new direction. And it also helps us to warm up and get ready for the new things. It is also a simple reminder that every cold phase ends and whatever starts is going to be bright and sunny. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Karanjit as the timer for today's meeting.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will get into exactly what my role is. And as timer, I will be timing the tabletop speakers' formal speeches and the evaluations. I'll also alert each speaker the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denotes specific times remaining. For example, I think speeches today are about 4 to 6 minutes. So at the 4-minute mark, I will raise the green card. At the 5-minute mark, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. I apologize for the table topics. I'll get right this time. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30, raise the yellow card, and the 2 minutes raise the red card.
Thank you, timer. Next in the tag hole, we have the R counter. And to play the R counter today, we have a Toastmaster who is a multidisciplinary researcher in mushroom, enzymes, and cancer biology. He is a Toastmaster who is interested in walking, listening to motivational audiobooks. He is also a Toastmaster who is very regular and who has a wonderful journey in Toastmasters. He is also a person many of us looks up to it, and we learn a lot from him, from his dedication and his team's commitment where he comes regular, takes up regular, and the way he has progressed in his Toastmasters journey. It is all because of his positive attitude, which he says he has a positive attitude and a never give up attitude. Put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Shanmugavel and hopefully doesn't count the Ulu-ulu-ulu as a repetitive word.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. As I am an accountant, I will note the words and sounds which are used with a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen the filler sounds, overused words, and repeated words. When Tamil proverb says,
allowed to mentional available knowledge. That means too much of anything is good for nothing. Another quote, even when throwing in the river, measure down what you think. So, in our speech also we should minimize the use of the filler sounds like here. The overused words like and, but, so, like that. In case of repeated words, I, this means also should be minimized. These above said expressions, they are not just mistake or sign of poor speaking. The speaker uses this for search for the right word, or plan what to say next, or decide how to phrase something. Instead of going silent, the speaker signals us, I am not finished yet. So the above said words should be within the limit. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report to the general evaluator how many times the speaker used the above mentioned expression. Thank you, General.
Thank you, Accountant, Toastmasters, Sundal. So we move on to the last part, G of the tag acronym, which is the grammarian role. And to play that role, today we have a young college student who has recently joined Medley Toastmaster Club. And he has a wonderful thought about Pongal. He feels Pongal, it brings about the sense of community feeling in us. It also brings families together, celebrate as a community, and we thank multiple things as part of this festival. And he also feels this is the main lifeline of Tamil Nadu and an important festival where we thank the harvest and the person behind this. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Akash as the grammarian for you.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, saying or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today, the word of the day is harvest. So the harvest is the time of the year when the grain or fruit is collected to a farm. It's the act of collecting grain or fruit. For example, farmers needed extra help for the harvest. At the end of the day, I will give my report to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much. With this, I hand over back to the TMOD of DJ Toastmasters, Jayaraj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. As said in the beginning, why I wanted to bring this ululation, that is kolvai. In Madurai side they used to say it as kolvai, but in Sangha Ilakyam it is ulili, and in some other places they used to say that it is paravai, it is not kolvai. Anyway, word is not important, the meaning is important. Why we are using this ululation is to celebrate, to bring joy. Why today we are having this theme of the day is, once upon a time when we were in caves, ant used to bite us. We don't know how to handle the mosquitoes. From mosquitoes to snakes, everything threatened the life of human beings. But those inside the caves, the people who lived those period of time, believed in one thing. That is to celebrate every day and always believe in abundance. They do not believe in something restricted life. They always believe something in abundance. This ululation, the sound created by those people, makes you remember the meaning of that. And in our DNA, lot of sounds and lot of feelings still exist. We can recollect it. So now we are going to the next phase of prepared speech session. So in order to celebrate this session, can we have one ululation? Wow, that's great. Today we will have one prize for ululation. Anybody please take note of the best ululation and we will give a prize for that. So now let me invite the first speaker. The first speaker is new Toastmaster Sathyavathi, US. She has United States in the name. Great. And her speech is from Dynamic Leadership. Title, It's All in the Mind. Before I invite Toastmaster Sathyavathi, let me call upon evaluator Toastmaster. Please again from that.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and judges. Today's speaker, Toastmaster Sathyavathi, is on the Dynamic Leadership Pathway, Level 1, Project 1 Icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The title of her speech is It's All in the Mind. And please note that the duration of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Sathyavathi.
Thank you. It's all in the mind, Toastmaster Sathyavathi. Toastmaster Sathyavathi, it's all in the mind.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm somebody who believes that every aspect in life has two sides, or a minimum of two sides, positives and negatives, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages. And we need them all because at times the best in you could cause worst nightmare, and even an adversity could become your virtue. So this is how the story starts. I was in my middle school. I was somebody good at studies. Scoring marks was something that came naturally to me. Observing this, my father decided that I had the caliber to become a doctor. But my favorite subjects were social studies and languages. I remember I was in class 9. I tried telling to my father my desire to pursue literature. He quickly put me off, saying that I'm not get a job. And I knew it was useless to convince my mother, the maths teacher. So, meanwhile, universe also started conspiring against me. My friends had already joined the coaching classes. So, the undecided me had to sign up for the grind unwillingly. Like many in our country, the prime of my teenage was buried under a mountain of maths and science textbook. You all know the result. I didn't clear any of those exams. Seeing me struggle, my sister quickly ditched biology and changed from CBSE to state board, the younger sibling advantage. But I belong to a generation of lucky 90s kids. We had a career template. And what is that? Join engineering. Irrespective of what you do in those 4 years, at least one of the large 4 IT companies would come and recruit truckloads of students. Thus, I had the decent job. They say that mothers know the best. My mother was very keen on getting me married. Very, very keen. I was in denial mode, and even astrology favored her. So, after a brief period of protest, I had to relent. However, I was young, hardly 23, married, had a decent job, looks good, picture perfect. But no, there were flaws, and the flaws originated the mind. See, if I were a street smart person, what I should have done? I should have first of all lived a happy life and worked on nurturing the family, building a career. But I was pushing myself into a dark, deep hole. Now, when I think of what was wrong, I can say that education, job, marriage, all these were happening without me actually wanting them. Maybe this could have been the reason, and motherhood escalates the problem. Thus, I was there in a dark, deep hole. At this juncture, I would like to resonate with few quotes from Jensen Huang. This person is the co-founder and CEO of NVIDIA, the company that supplies and designs and supplies GPUs, the core behind AI systems. He was invited to a college function, and what do you expect from a visionary CEO? Maybe, explaining about entrepreneurship, how do your success story, etc. But he wished the students a lot of suffering. That sounds strange and even saddest, but sometimes you have to be there in a dark, deep hole to understand every streak of light, every ray of hope. So I was there. I had left my first job, but still, I didn't lose hope. I was there, taking up every odd job, going through rigorous trainings, and this is how I got into the current role. And for the reasons why I joined Toastmasters, see, though I feel as if I have some sort of mental inhibitions, right? I don't feel like talking. So even before joining here, I thought, okay, what I require is some practice to talk. So yeah, thank you fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sathyavathi. Yeah, that's a good speech. Now let's get into the next speech. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Ashraff Poochandran. I asked him about his opinion about Pongal. He tells something like this. As far as Pongal is concerned, it is a gentle festival for him. Pongal is like having a hug instead of having a meal, and get together along with families and friends. That is what he remembers about Pongal. Before getting into his speech, let me call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Harini. Please.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Today, Toastmaster Ashraff is going to deliver his Project 1, Level 1 Icebreaker speech in the pathway Engaging Humor. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note the duration of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. The title of the speech is The Glass Shoes. Wish you the very best, Toastmaster Ashraff.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Harini. And today I didn't expect you guys will perform kolvai so well. So I thought we can keep this kolvai now and then. That is only after every session is over. But still you are good at this, putting this kolvai. You can do this for every speaker. Shall we give a big kolvai for our next speaker, Toastmaster Ashraff? Toastmaster Ashraff, the glass shoe. The glass shoe, Toastmaster Ashraff.
Thank you, TMOD. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Chandran. This is how I've started to introduce myself these days. It's 2 syllables. It's pretty simple. However, I'm no Cinderella, but I do have a glass shoe. And that is my full name, Ashraff Poochandran. was named after my dad's best friend, Mohammad Ashraff Sharif, my grandfather, Poochandran, my dad, Swaminathan. If this were the medieval times, had I gone, Ashraff, Poochandran, Swaminathan, I would have been burned at the stake before I could even finish. Anyways, my demise is not the focus of today. My potential demise is not the focus of today. We are here to try to understand these two things. If I have grown into the shoe, or if the shoe has shaped the walk. So let me rewind to more forgiving times. It's the year 2007. Picture yourself as a 6-year-old. You and your parents are planning a weekend retreat to the grocery store, the Walmart, about a couple miles away from you. Now, mind you, the last time you've been here was 7 days ago. When you're 6, that's a million years along. So you're finally on the way to the grocery store. You reach this place of bounty, and you find yourself in the aisles, but you're confused. Not because the aisles seem brand new, because they seem familiar, and that's a brand new feeling. Anyways, you've shopped, and now your dad is pushing the cart up to the billing counter. Just then, your mom goes, I need to get something else. Your dad sneers at your mom, and your mom hisses back, but you don't care, because you get those precious 5 more minutes at the grocery store. So you run along with your mom, you pass the candy aisle, and something catches your eye. Small cylindrical tube about the size of half of your palm. But you don't remember what it said, so you get an idea. Genius, eureka. On the way back, you see it. You take it, you put it in your pocket. To read it, because reading is important. Reading is key. Anyways, your parents end up eventually finding out about your new book that you smuggled in your little pocket dishonorably. Because alas, Ashraff means honorable. Fast forward a couple more years, you are now 10 years old. And you've grown, you've matured, your concerns have evolved. Global politics, the economy, and the ghost haunting your room. So you consult your grandmother. Hush, child, don't ask these questions. Pray to God and He will protect you. So you, being the honorable child you are, listen to her and confront the demon. You ask, why do you torment me? It cackles at you, grabs a hold of your hand, and pulls you into its dark lair, your room. You can't see anything. You hear a burst of light. You have to close your eyes, but you feel the grip loosen. So you peek. The demon all along was your father. Up to no good, he hands you a book called The Magic of Reality by Richard Dawkins. You read this book, and when you meet a demon that gives you a book instead of a curse, you learn dangerous things. You flout the unquestioned gods and demons, and you are up to no good. Swaminathan means Lord of the Lords. Now, you grow older, you do well in school, and all of the teachers tell you that you'll go far in life. It's a really bad thing to tell a kid, an adolescent, because you believe what your teachers say. And you end up waxing and waxing and waxing till comes the time of, what's it called? The Indian rite of passage, Doctor or IIT. So you take a chance at the cards you've dealt for the JEE. You enroll in a coaching institute in Hyderabad. And before long you realize that for a diamond in the rough, such as yourself, the belt you're on is not doing any polishing. You fall ill. You're sleepless. You wane. The tests that you take, your performance tanks. You wane. You wane and you wane and you wane until there's nothing left to wane. Poochandran means full moon, ever so bright. Today, I am Chandran. The moon waxes and it wanes. But eventually, you get accepted to a university with a name better to remember, easier to remember than your own. And you don't care of what phase you're in. Today I am Chandran. 2 syllables. The rest I carry. Now I am no Cinderella, but I do have a glass shoe. And finally, I'd say the shoe fits. Thank you.
Next is the most awaited session, today's educational session. For today's education session, we have distinguished Toastmaster Arthi Mangallam Jayaraj. She is going to deliver her education session on table topics, 2 minutes to win. For 2 minutes to win, she has given me a self-intro, which is almost a 7-minute speech. Distinguished Toastmaster Arthi Mangallam Jayaraj is the district table topics winner at Discover 2025 and the past district director of District 120. She is also the curator of the world record, where 630 plus participants spoke continuously for over 36 hours, creating a landmark achievement in public speaking. A performing mentalist, Arthi seamlessly blends psychology, communication, mind-reading techniques to create impactful learning and stage experiences. Beyond Toastmasters, she brings over 16 years of industry experience in learning and development, having worked with organizations such as Dentsu, Miyot Hospitals, and CSS Corporations, among others. She is the founder and director of Learning Advantage, a communication and leadership training organization. Arthi holds a master's degree in psychology and is the author of 3 books, including a collection of short stories curated for table topics widely used in training, contests, and keynote illustrations. Let me invite our distinguished Toastmaster, Arthi Mangallam Jayaraj.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Seriously, after listening to Poochandran, I feel a little underdressed in terms of vocabulary. I should have read a few more words. Cackle, waning and waxing. That was amazing. I should give you that compliment. It was lovely to sit and listen to that. But now let's move into the topic. Now, everyone keeps asking how table topics, why table topics, and what is table topics. Honestly, I'm of the strong belief that if we are not able to take our learning in Toastmasters and use it elsewhere, then this entire rigmarole of what we are doing is not giving us the maximum benefit. And if there is one thing in Toastmasters that can help you in all walks of life, that's going to be table topics. Being it getting away from a tricky situation at work, having to give some answers or explanations to your kids at home, table topics will come in handy in every situation. While I'm going to be talking a lot from a contest perspective, I would like you all to tie it back to day-to-day conversations. Also, there are going to be a few activities where I will call in for some volunteers, and it would be great if you all can participate. Can I have the next slide, please? The whole idea that all of us try when we start our table topics journey is to be the next champion. And if you look at it, a lot of people will say it is all about practice, it is all about strategy. For me, it is all about mindset. Right? A champion needs to have that mindset in all walks of life. Today, we will look at a few science and strategy behind winning the table topics. So we'll play a quick game. That's a very unwelcome response. I know this post lunch, but this is something I didn't expect. Okay, it's simple. We played word building as kids, where probably the last letter you'll have to give a word. Now this is a little bit of difference in the same game, where I will give you a word. You've got to give me a word related to it. For example, if I say head, can you give me a word related to head?
Yes.
Egg. And someone said ice.
Ego.
Ego. Yes, you said ice. Now tell me, we have three answers here. Eyes, ego and egg. Out of these three answers, which one would likely win table topics?
Egg.
Why?
Closest to the chase.
Egg is closest or eye is closest? So why will egg win in comparison to eye?
The initial word was hen.
Head.
Oh,
Head.
oh, we thought it was
Let me work on my pronunciation next time I come to Medley. I was like Thomas sir thinking about an egghead. You know, he scolds someone calling them an egghead and I was like so happy. But still I will go with egg. Why? Don't give me the answer. I heard someone say different. It was different. I was expected. Ego, a little away, but still people will automatically go to ego. But egg is a word that you probably will not think about. You could either be talking about the shape of the head looking and like an egg, making it a humorous speech, or calling someone dumb by saying they are an egghead. So what happens when you want to work on table topics, you need to be able to relate, but don't relate to it directly. We'll try one more round and anyone can shout an answer. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Chair.
Legs.
Legs, table.
Contest.
Contest? Okay, contest chair. Power.
Study.
Study. So power and study, I see a better link. Think about it, the minute you hear the word chair, you go to power. From power, where you can speak?
Leadership also.
Leadership, what else? A little different. Politics. Politics. From politics, where can you jump? Let's do direct. Think differently.
Experience.
Experience, okay.
Office.
Politics, office. So now what happens when you're talking about politics and office? Do you have a personal story to share? Is there anyone who's never encountered office politics over here? I would like to see that lucky person. So what happens? Now we are not training for table topics. You're training your mind to be able to come up with an idea on the spot, and that's most important. When I started my journey as a division director, there were certain leaders before me. They would come on stage and give a motivational speech and the audience would say, oh, Arthi will talk about X or this person will talk about Y, and before the leader finishes the speech, the audience would say what the leader is about to tell. So I made a promise to myself and I said, I will never repeat a story in my leadership term. It started off something like fun. I just wanted to keep myself motivated. At the end of my leadership journey of 3 years, I had almost collected 153 stories. What happened? I have 153 stories. Does it mean that anytime someone gives a topic, I can come up with a story? My mind will go to certain stories that have a close connect. But since I have a huge repertoire of stories, I would be able to pick up something. Rather than saying I will be able to pick it up, my brain will be able to unconsciously connect it to certain stories, and that just comes out when you speak. Which means this activity where you had a particular word and you think of related words is a good way to train your brain and keep it engaged so that the next time you listen to a word, you can think of a story, you can think of an incident, and you can think outside the box. Every year, almost 2,000 plus contestants over the world look for becoming a champion in table topics. And of that, at least 100 plus people are sitting there in front of you, looking at you or looking for your video in YouTube when you win the championship. Because many of us look at ISC as being the prestigious contest in Toastmasters. But even a table topics evaluation, there's so much to learn from it. So what are some skills that you would require if you want to be a good table topic speaker? Are you interested in becoming a table topic speaker?
Yes.
Can you show that interest to the audience? Can you show the passion for that topic? I mean, you will get crazy topics. There was one topic I got in a club contest where they said, chocolates are made from cocoa. Cocoa is a plant. So eating a chocolate is equal to having a salad. And this was a topic that I got. I know who the table topics master was, and we all wanted to kill that person. But when you get a topic like this, what can you speak about where your passion comes to the front? When you hear of the word salad, what's the first word that comes to your mind? Fitness. Do I look like I can talk about fitness? What else can come to your mind? Green, dieting, discipline. Can we all talk about discipline? Or the lack of discipline at least? Can I give a story involving my daughter and discipline? And the fact that she's listening to me, I'm dead tonight. So what happens, the minute I heard the word salad, I was able to connect it to diet. And for me, dieting means discipline, and you are able to go ahead and connect and come up with a story. However, you need to show your interest, your passion towards that subject, because when you speak passionately, people will listen to you. So that's the first point. Another table topics contest where I was the audience. The topic was, ships are safe in the harbor, but that is not what they are meant for. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that is not what they are meant for. Like how I said hen, and all of you heard hen and gave me different answers. There was one table topics contestant who did not hear this topic properly. He was not able to connect with the topic. So what he did, he spoke 2 sentences and did 3 somersaults on stage. Can I do a somersault? Not to save my life. But this person ended up doing 3 somersaults. The crowd was laughing, hooting, whistling and clapping. At the end of the day, the person did not win. Because coherence is important. What you say matters a lot in table topics. If someone says, because it is you speaking on the spot, it really does not matter what you say, please don't trust that person. They are probably planning to contest and want you out of the journey. Coherence is important. Your first point and second point must be connected to each other. You cannot take a stand and immediately counter it in the next line itself. If you want to take a middle stand and say both are okay, that's perfectly fine. But you cannot become the person who speaks for and against the topic without making it clear for the audience. So coherence is important, and for coherence you need fluency. End of the day, you're there. I don't think I need to talk about fluency to Medley, but as a part of coherence, fluency and communication is extremely important. Logic. We are talking about, let's say you get a topic like capital punishment. Is it good? Is it bad? What can you speak?
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Sorry? Spare the rod and spoil the child. What will you speak on the topic? Will you say it is okay to spare the rod and spoil the child? Like what we are practicing right now? Or is it okay that way our parents took care of us? Like we were just talking yesterday, if I would fall and come home before my mother puts medicine, she'll probably give me a whack and say, who asked you to run? And only then everything else will happen. But today's kids, even before they fall, parents are going out with first aid. Now, I can speak for both, but I can't defy logic. I cannot say capital punishment is perfectly fine. So let's implement it for the smallest of crimes. There is no logic to it. So whatever you speak must have logic. If someone said, the famous table topics example where you were asked to speak about the cow and this person does not know to speak about the cow. So he describes this beautiful banyan tree and how banyan tree lives on for years together, and in the end says the cow was tied to the banyan tree. I've heard this analogy so many times in Toastmasters. I personally don't believe it. Because you need logic. The audience wants to know what you have to say. So if there is no logic in your speech, you might not be able to make it. So logic is important. And finally, next one please, evidence. You can talk about whatever you want. You're talking about your personal story. You're taking a stand saying this is what needs to be done. But what is the evidence to it? Why should I believe what Arthi has to say? So the evidence can come from a personal story. We keep talking about stories again and again and again, and let me tell you, my division winning speech as well as my district winning speech was like listening to a science lesson. I did not realize, that's exactly what came to my mind. I spoke after I got down. So the division speech was, the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth. I took a stand and saying, why am I bothered about whether I belong to the earth or the earth belongs to me? It is about survival. I want the earth to survive, I need to survive, so let's think about coexisting. And the evidence I gave was, probably at the initial stages where earth was created, the living beings at that point of time, they breathed in carbon dioxide. They were not breathing oxygen, they were breathing carbon dioxide. So what happened? The earth was filled with oxygen. When oxygen became more than carbon dioxide, living beings flipped and they started breathing in oxygen. This is a fact, a science fact I read somewhere. I told this on stage, and let me tell you, there were 3 Toastmasters who came and said, the minute you said this, we checked in Google to see if your claim is true or not. So what happens? We talk about logic, people are checking your logic, and you need evidence. If you're able to quote from where you got this data. If you have a story and it's a personal story or a famous story of someone, the evidence is automatically there and the audience will believe. Audiences want evidence. They are not, today audience is not willing to listen to whatever the speaker has to say. So make sure you have evidence to whatever claim you're making. So some of the skills you need to be a good table topic speaker. Fluency. When there is a topic given to you, can you speak on the topic for at least 7 minutes without having to prepare too much, without fillers, without pausing, and without repeating the same lines again and again? Why 7 minutes? How many of you prepare for ISC contest? What's the time duration you prepare for?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. When you go on stage and you deliver, is your speech for 6 minutes? Think of the typical club contest. Have you had an experience where you prepare for like 6.5 to 7 minutes? On stage it is only 5 minutes? And you're like, timer, what's wrong with you? Show that green card. You don't even know what's happening. The timer is not showing the green card. Your pace can go up. You might skip a few lines. So which means to speak for 5 minutes, you need to prepare for 7 minutes. In table topics, the challenge is it's only 2 minutes. But believe me, the 2 minutes will feel like 2 long years. Worse than your COVID period. You're all at home, right? So what happens? Fluency is important. Can you speak on a topic for at least 5 minutes is what you should prepare yourself. Only then can you think about 2 minutes. creativity. How do I take any topic given? How many of you like, anytime the the table topics master gives you a topic, you like to speak against it? Fantastic. And how many times have you stopped not knowing what to speak against the topic? Many times, because you want to be creative, but to be able to do that, you need to keep practicing regularly. Anytime, what I did in my journey was, any topic you give, I will not take black or white. I will take a middle stand. This is exactly what I had in mind. But ultimately, when you go on stage, whatever comes is different. But your creativity peaks when you start practicing. And the word game I told at the beginning actually helps a lot. It helps you in terms of vocabulary. It also helps you in terms of creativity and being able to connect different topics and come up with some ideas. Confidence. Let me tell you, I strongly believe not sharing is caring, caring is caring. If you're scared of something, it means you care for it. If I just come here and talk without wondering how it's going to be, without being a little scared whether I will fall flat or I'll be able to give my best, my delivery will be worse than it normally is. All of us are scared because we care for what we do. But having said that, you need to portray a lot of confidence. What happens if you lack confidence as a speaker?
Pretend.
Sorry, sir?
Pretend.
You'll pretend, but how will the audience perceive if you don't have that confidence on stage?
No connection.
Low connection. What else?
They might become disengaged.
Okay.
No
Something more important.
No credibility.
No credibility. The minute they see you nervous on stage, they are like, okay, this person does not know what to speak. They've already dismissed your content. Then, whatever you say, okay, he's just trying to fill the gap, your credibility is lost. So, your body language from the time you go on stage must show confidence. But let me tell you, like Vedivel says, basement weak, all of us have a problem. We all mask it when we go onto stage. The very first time I became a Toastmaster, division contest, I was on stage, the topic was given. I started with, all of us have heard of the phrase, butterflies in your stomach? I have dragons. They laughed, we had a connect, and then it was easier for me to speak. So confidence can come in many ways. If you can have one or two lines like this that you're prepared, where you make the audience laugh, your mind or your brain says, okay, they are liking you, and you grow more confident. So work on your confidence. I personally, being a trainer, I can stand in this place and speak for 8 hours. That's the nature of my job. But however, in a place like Toastmasters, especially in a contest, you have to show a lot of body language. Not the somersault kind, but move, talk to the audience, use your hands, use your gestures. If need be, move a little on stage because your body language carries weightage with the judges. The audience might be happy with just listening to you. The judges will evaluate you on your body language also. This is key. Discover 2025. I could not make it to the first day of conference. It was my daughter's birthday, so I had to spend time with her. So I did not know what happened on Saturday. I was not there for evaluation and humorous. I missed ISC. I came in only in the afternoon for TT. While we were briefed on how we would be called, we were told all that. I had not witnessed it. I'm the first contestant. I'm standing on stage. Want me to listen keenly? I'm putting my head down, not looking at the audience. All attention to the contest master. The person says, contestant number 1, Arthi Mangallam Jayaraj, good luck. And my mind is frantic. What is this topic that starts with good luck? What can I speak about good luck? And believe me, this is the truth. It took me a couple of seconds to realize, oh, oh, he's wishing me good luck to test my audio and I should say thank you.
Was it changed?
It was changed. It was changed last year. Though we were aware of it, during the briefing it was told, it did not sink in. Years of the contestant saying, can you please speak so we can check your audio and video, and suddenly good luck. I'm like, what is this topic that starts with good luck? I was baffled. Probably that's why I did my topic very well, where people said the topic was difficult. How many of you were there for that contest? Anyone remembers the topic? If we don't learn from our mistakes, even I forgot the topic, I'll check in, but something to the effect of, you should learn from your mistakes or you will not evolve. So that was the topic. A lot of us contestants were speaking and they were like, what a topic, was so tough, I couldn't connect with anything immediately. And I was like, compared to good luck, this is a better topic, and that's why I spoke. And believe me, this is the truth, this is not humor. So your listening is important. You got to listen carefully. What is the noise you would hear when the contest master is reading the table topics? No noise. No, there's one more bigger noise than the contest master. Your blood flowing. You can actually hear your blood flowing to all parts of your body. So you should work on your listening skills. So how do you gear up? I've been talking about what you need to do. Now it's time for me to give you a quick technique or a simple technique to gear up. Practice lateral thinking. We've spoken about it. As I said, there are certain contestants who they have a repertoire of about 5 or 6 stories. Whatever comes, they will be able to map it. I personally cannot. So what do? I have stories for almost every conceivable table topic on earth. So you need to create a set of your own stories. If you're someone who likes personal stories, maintain a journal. So anything that happens a little differently today, go make a note of it, and from that see what lesson you can take and weave that into a story. Idioms and phrases. You need to know your idioms and phrases. Only then they give you something you'll be able to connect the meaning. I recently launched a book called Mosaic Tales, which is a collection of all the stories I had actually prepared for my table topics contest. And the person who answers this particular question will get a copy of it to their house. And the question is, it has 50 stories which you can use for your contest. So let me see who gets it. The idiom is talk turkey. The idiom is talk turkey. If you can tell me the meaning or the usage, the book is yours.
Talking turkey is about talking nonsense.
No.
Or business.
Which one? You can't give me a choice and say, Arthi, choose.
It's
Yes.
business, talking fast.
No. It's talking business. Can you tell me how the idiom, the origin of the idiom, any idea?
No. Just picked it up from some random.
Okay, fantastic. The meaning is talk business. So there were 2 Red Indians who went out hunting. They ended up killing 3 crows and 2 turkey. So they come back home and they're splitting the spoil amongst themselves. So one Red Indian, the one who's splitting the spoil, gives it to the other person and says, 1 bird for you, and gives a crow. He says, 1 bird for me, and keeps a turkey. 2nd bird for you, and gives another crow. 2nd bird for me, and keeps a turkey. And I'm magnanimous. I have a huge heart. So here, my dear friend, you can take the 3rd bird also, and gives the 3rd crow. So the other Red Indian says, stop talking birds, talk turkey. That's the origin of this particular idiom. Please share your address. I will definitely send that book to you. But saying that, the fact that you know your idioms, you will be able to connect it with the meaning and you will be able to talk about it for 2 minutes. If not, you hear talk turkey, we will all be running around like turkeys on the stage. So you need to know your idioms, and there are almost about commonly used idioms about 300 plus. Probably tomorrow or on Monday, I'll share a list of the idioms with your VPE and you can prepare using that. And the last one, rehearse. How many of you have started preparing for table topics contest? Ideally, you should have started last year after, the last Discover 2025 completed, you should have started preparing. Still, not too late. From today, if you can take any one topic and speak on it for 2 minutes, record yourself and listen to yourself, that is preparation. Nothing can beat preparation. You have to prepare even for a table topics. If you think impromptu is actually impromptu, no, it is not. You got to prepare in terms of having a huge repertoire of stories, knowing what to speak, what to connect, and it's like, you run a marathon. Can you just go and start running? How many of you here do not know how to run? Have never run in our lives? Can we all run a marathon today? Exactly what table topics is all about. We all can speak impromptu, but a contest is different. You have to rehearse and you got to prepare. This is my first secret to preparation which I am giving to you all. And I call it our fish. If you can remember our fish and use it to prepare, that would be great. What does our fish stand for? Next one. A is for ardor. Anyone who knows what ardor is?
Intensity of
Kind of, yes sir. I'm looking for one more answer. Any French students? You've learned French in school? No one. Okay. So ardor in French is
starters, like order.
I know it's a Saturday evening. We'll keep the starters a little later. But ardor is all about love. In French, ardor means love. Why did I not put L over there? LH fish you will not be able to remember. R fish you will be able to remember. That's about it. H stands for happiness. Next one. F is for fear. I is for integrity. S is for success. And the last H is for hunger. And this hunger is all about passion. You give me any topic. Talk turkey. In these, which one can I put it in?
Integrity.
Integrity, right? We spoke about a ship is meant is safe in the harbor, but that's not what it is meant for. Where do I put it?
Hunger.
Hunger. What else?
Success.
Success. If it's in the harbor, it is safe, but you will not feel success. So what happens? Any topic you can give me, I'll be able to fit it in these 6 topics. For these 6 topics, can you all think of 3 stories? One for the topic, one against, one neutral. Yes, no, maybe. If you think no, then you got to buy my book. But I'm not selling my book, but the idea is you got to read more. So for each of these topics, you need to come up with at least 5 to 7 stories. If it's passion, what all can you think about passion? What are you passionate about? Any famous examples of people who are passionate about something? Arthur and Wilbur Wright. Right? The first persons who found the airplane. But there was actually another person who had the money and the government banking and backing and all the support. But he was not passionate. These 2 people were working in a bicycle shop. They would take all the spares from the bicycle, and that's how they made the first airplane to fly. There you have a story. So what happens for each of these topics? Prepare a minimum of 5 stories. That would help you. Your structure. The table topics must have an opening, must have a body, must have a closing. If you are able to connect your opening and the close when you deliver, believe me, the audience is in your pocket. That's the punch that audience would want for. Your opening and your closing must connect with each other and keep it for a max of 15 seconds. I am known to ignore the timer and speak as long as I want, so I stick to 15 seconds. If you want to push it, your opening can be for 30 seconds. And don't go for more than 3 stories maximum. You struggle to come up with 1 or 2 ideas and suddenly you will see ideas pouring in. So maximum 3, I stick with 2. That's what I am comfortable with. You can even stick with 1, but when you stick with 2, you have an option of personal story, a well-known story, personal story, or some data and facts that you can share with the audience. So I use 2, maximum 3. And then your closing is important. Without your closing, your table topics will feel incomplete. So how do I open? What all can I do to open a table topic? You could start with explain why the topic is important. Talk turkey, and we said integrity. Why is integrity important? Can you speak about it? You can definitely talk about why integrity is important. Can you make a surprising statement? Do you know that there was a recent study that was done, and it was found out that 78 folks, working employees, said that they lacked integrity. Which means in your office, out of 100 people, 78 people believe that they lack integrity. Is that a surprising statement? Is it true? I don't know. I just made it up on the spot. Create suspense or curiosity. Have you heard of the story of the bread and the butter seller? Stop. Move on to a point and then come back to the story. You heard of the story? Try bread and butter seller. What is the story? There is a story. So you start with that, you pause, and then you go back. The audience are waiting. Tell us the story. I'm sure all of you know Jayan Narayan, right? So we had planned for an open house in a corporate, and Jayan was one of the speakers. So he came there and he spoke about how in college he had met this girl, he had fallen in love, but he was not willing to go talk to her and propose because for him English was a barrier. And then he spoke about the importance of English, how he completed his studies in IIM, how he got into the marketing industry. He spoke for the next 20 minutes, all amazing information. He completes the speech and comes and says, do you all have any questions? Couple of hands went up. Okay, please ask. Did you marry the girl or not? I still will never forget that, because that is the power of curiosity, and Jay knew this question will come. So always create that curiosity in your audience. Asking a rhetorical question. Do you think integrity is important? Can we live without integrity? Have you ever found a person who can claim they have 100% integrity? All of us will start thinking, right? So that's a rhetorical question. Finally, begin with a quotation. Can you give me a quotation on integrity? About integrity.
Doing the right thing when no one is watching.
Doing the right thing when no one is watching.
My word is my bond.
My word is my bond. So you're immediately able to come up with some quotation, and you start with that. And again, way over idioms and phrase which confuses you. For that, you are able to match with another quotation, and audience is wowed. So this is your opening. Can I have 3 volunteers now? I find this strange. Wherever I go, I ask for volunteers. People all look behind me. Poor last benchers. Where can they look? Come. Not you.
For giving story or
Just come. I will not do anything to you, I promise.
representing us too.
One more. Please come. Okay, next time I'll call you.
If you want, you can come over.
No. I need 3 more volunteers, so I'll anyways pull them. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next slide. A quick round robin among just 3 of them for want of time. I am going to be giving a topic. Each of you can pick up any one of those 5 options. Starting statement, quotation, or why the topic is important, and speak on that. I will show you. Okay. First, let's see what is the topic. 2 wrongs don't make a right. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Can we go to the previous slide? Previous. Yes. From these 5, choose any one, but what one person chooses, the other person can't. The topic is 2 wrongs don't make a right. Please tell the audience. Time of 30 seconds.
I'll explain why the topic is important, so we can start now. So 2 wrongs don't make a right. When one person does something wrong, it's wrong. When 2 people do the same wrong thing again and again, that still makes it wrong, right? So just because multiple people are doing the same wrong thing again and again, it doesn't mean that it's a right thing, like violating traffic rules or bribery or anything of that nature.
Yes.
To hear is human, but doesn't mean that we have to keep on making mistakes and justify it and make it right. Everybody are bound to make mistakes.
Just the opening. Fantastic. Good.
I'm not able to get the right.
Rhetorical question? Can you just change this into a rhetorical question?
I'm suddenly not able to get it.
No worries, absolutely fine. The truth about Toastmasters is we will generously appreciate the person coming here and standing. Let's give him a applause. I am going to exceed by 5 more minutes. Please excuse. He's showing me the yellow card. Okay, I'll tell you, this is one lesson I would like you all to take. In the evaluation contest, I'm just stepping out for a second. In the evaluation contest, my biggest learning was I need to learn to appreciate more of the positives. I'm good in coming up with what can be improved. But what do I appreciate? We need to learn more. The fact that someone is coming on stage, preparing and delivering is an amazing fact to appreciate. So thank you so much for that. How can that become a rhetorical question? 2 wrongs don't make a right. How can it be rhetorical? Yes.
Still 3 wrongs make a right.
Like that, okay?
I have this.
Yes.
An eye for an eye will make the world blind.
Fantastic. An eye for an eye will make the world blind. Quotation. I want a rhetorical question. Easiest one when you can't think of anything else.
Can 2 wrongs make a right?
Can 2 wrongs make a right? Contest master, thank you so much. Audience, do you think that 2 wrongs can make a right? And by the time they say yes, you're thinking here. That's the truth. Okay? So thank you so much. That's a rhetorical question. You used to her as human, but we should not continue doing it. She used a quotation. Fantastic. Your name is Ramya. Ramya, thank you so much. Naveen, what do you think? You're the judges judging Naveen now. He deviated a little bit, okay.
He thought like the number of people going on the wrong path, if many people do the wrong thing, it becomes right, but it's not.
He said when many people do the same thing, which is a mistake, is it right, was how he started. But don't you think he connected it beautifully to something which all of us can connect, which is traffic rules? So though he didn't get the topic as what it was intended, he had a different interpretation to it. He was able to connect it with a common problem that all of us will understand and agree to. Thank you so much, Nidhi. Thank you. So what happens? You can't choose any one idea. You've got to keep practicing for all 5 because suddenly you're stuck not knowing what to say. A rhetorical question can save you. So keep practicing. This is for opening. Next one. First one is bridging. That's what Naveen did. He took the topic and he compared it to traffic. He immediately bridged, but that's not the intended meaning of this particular phrase, but he was able to connect it with something else. The next one is trigger words. When you don't understand the entire topic, when you only get a few things that you can speak on, if there is a word that's powerful in that topic, then you start speaking on that particular topic. In my division contest where they said the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth, almost all contestants spoke stating that we have to save the earth, we got to protect our environment. Because save earth is something you've heard. That's a trigger word. Next one. Cause and effect. What happens if I don't save the earth?
Next slide.
What happens after all the 9 planets? It's 9 or 8 right now, I'm still confused. Go away. Or what happens if I save the earth at the cost of my own life? Who am I saving earth for? We talk about not wasting water. Today I have water, but my future generations. That's the cause and effect. If I don't do X, what will happen? And I can speak on that. Pros and cons. I take a stand. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? That's pros and cons. And finally, devil's advocate. Like our kids, whatever we say, they go the opposite way. Mom, shall I wear blue or yellow? And you're like, yellow looks beautiful on you. Thank you, I'll take the blue. That's devil's advocate. But this is a little risky because if you play the devil's advocate on a very strong topic that people have a affinity towards. If I ended up saying the earth belongs to me, I am the king of the earth, as a human I am on top of the food chain, I would have lost the audience's support. So you got to be very careful when you play the devil's advocate. I had this in mind. For want of time, I'm going to skip, but you can make a note of the topic. Size doesn't matter. When you hear this, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Nothing good.
David versus Goliath.
David versus Goliath. What else? DNA, atom, all these are small things, but they are the ones who decide what's going to happen and what the world is all about. Finally, we get into the closing. Remember, you start with a quotation, you end with the same quotation. 2 minutes speech, don't give me 20 quotations to remember. So you start with a quotation, you end with the same quotation. If you've not started with a quotation, you can end with some quotation that you have in mind. Refer to your speech's opening. When you start with a powerful punch, make sure you connect to it in the closing. Your opening and closing must be the same. Summarize your main points. What we do in evaluation contest, you've given 2 or 3 points. Make sure you summarize your thought process. Tell the audience clearly what is it that you have in mind and call for action. This is what I am doing. What about you? From today, I take a stand to fight pollution, to avoid plastics. What about you? Have a call for action. Finally, ask a rhetorical question. Remember, your opening and your closing techniques are almost similar. So once you start practicing them, they will start flowing. Again, I had an activity here. For want of time, I will jump. The early bird catches the worm. How can you play the devil's advocate for this? Since you said you like playing devil's advocate.
So I have a story, probably that is what I would.
Okay. That is the story. Can you tell me how you will play? What will be your play?
Basically, my cousin's name is Vinu. This alphabetical starting letter is V. So the ones with the A's were the ones which will be called first for all the
Yes.
letters. Right? So we always say that it's not just the early bird that catches the worm. Sometimes coming last in your name can also make one as well.
Nice, interesting.
What about the worm? Why did it get up so early and come?
Thank you. Let's all give a round of applause to Thomas. He'll probably win because he has the audience roaring and laughing. Yes, as a worm, I get affected, so I will not get up early. I'm the worm who gets up last. So that's an interesting connect. I like the way you thought in terms of coming with an example. A call first, or if you call from reverse, it is the V who gets called first. Probably the M and P are safe. Fantastic. Go on stage, you're lost for words. You're like, don't know what to say. I had this at the beginning of my Toastmasters journey, and then I told this in too many places, so I had to change. I'll look at the audience, contest master reads the topic, I will pull out my watch, look at it slowly, look at the audience and say, good afternoon, my dear Toastmasters. Without the watch, I don't know if this is good afternoon or good evening. But what am I doing? I take my hand very slow, I do this, I adjust, and then I say good afternoon. Those few seconds help you calm. Those few seconds help you connect. So that is one. Next one, ask a question. Take the topic, throw it back at the audience. When the audience is responding, you are thinking, asking a rhetorical question. Finally, have a witty remark prepared. Nova, any idea what's the meaning of the word Nova? I'm so sorry. He's checking his watch, he's giving me all signals. I'm not going to see him for some time. Nova in English means new, but in Italian it means no go. No go. So I had kind of thought of that. If at all there was some connect I could come up with, I thought I'll use no go or Nova. So similarly, you can prepare for something. Where did Discover happen?
Last time it was IIT Madras.
Last time. So what is IIT Madras? A place of learning. So if you get a topic like something related to learning, what a better place to have this topic. Let's have some kind of a witty remark prepared. I strongly believe in this. Do not compete with others, compete with your past. Still, I have people who talk about the first time I went to Sri Lanka, spoke for 1 minute and 15 seconds, but they speak about the division winning speech. So you always compete with your past. You always think about what do you want the audience to remember. How can they relive your story? And finally, leave the audience on a high. Audience is clapping, they are wow, they are like excellent. And you start explaining once again. When you see the audience on a high, learn to say thank you and get off the stage. I always wondered what could be next. This was one of the pictures that I saw when I was preparing for my table topics contest. Never thought I would be here, but that happened after 10 years. Though I could say I spent 5 years in leadership, it took me 10 years to reach this stage, and that was Discover 2025. Slide. This is important. After you finish your victory, how are you going to use it? Winning here in a club, an area, or a division, or a district really doesn't matter. What do you think happened to me because I won the district championship? All my Saturdays and Sundays I call for education speech. And I have to drag my daughter along with me. So that's all that happens. But the stories I had collected, I managed to translate it into a book which is now available on Amazon. The reason I'm sharing this is it is not about winning in Toastmasters that matter. It is how we use this winning outside of Toastmasters, and that is where our real victory is. With that, thank you so much for patiently listening to me. I'm sorry I exceeded the time limit.
Did we harvest valuable insights from Yes, right? Yes, she deserves ululation. Great. Now it's time to felicitate our education speaker. Let me invite our president, Toastmaster Jayashree, on stage.
Thank you, Arthi.
Thank you so much, Jayashree. It was wonderful.
Same here. 3 years back, the very first educational session that I attended was on table topics. It was at the 600th milestone meeting of Chennai Communicators Club at Velachery. And she was the first educational speaker that I witnessed to in person. And then later had the pleasure of witnessing her in the last year Division F conference in her table topics speech, and then went on to see her district speech, table topic speech, and then later got the opportunity to share the stage with her as a contestant in the evaluation contest recently, to now have her as the first educational speaker for this term. It's a full circle moment for me, and thank you, Arthi, for
thank you so much. Thank you all. I will share this presentation as a PDF. You can please refer to it. And if you are in a table topics journey and you want some kind of mentoring, reach out for any questions. My number is always available with your members. Please take it and drop me a message and connect with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arthi and Toastmaster Jayashree. Now, one small question for you all. Top turkey was a word used by our distinguished Toastmaster. Similar to top turkey, there is one story in Tamil, two-liner in Tamil. Since it is Pongal, it's related to it. Can anybody come out with that? Top turkey. நீ நெல்லு கொண்டு வா நான் உண்ணி கொண்டு வருவேன் ஊதி ஊதி திங்கலாம். This is a story of top turkey. So since this is Pongal, I got reminded of this. Now shall we get into the next interesting palpitating session, that is table topic session. In order to conduct this session, we have a special person, that's Toastmaster Sendil Kumar Govindasamy. He is coming from Tanjavur district. Of course, it is going to be a Pongal celebrating district. And when I asked him about his experience of Pongal, he says Pongal brings him childhood memories and he remembers the Saduguru. And many of you might have forgotten the Saduguru game, the Kabaddi basically. And he remembers all those things when I asked him about Pongal. Let me invite Toastmaster Sendil Kumar on stage.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Sundal Kumar Govindasamy. I will be taking today the table topic session. I am the table topic master. So we are having minimal time, so I try to complete as soon as possible. So we are having only 3 people. 3 team I will call you. Actually, for the minimal time, try to start it quickly. So if I say the Pongal the word, which TV show immediately come to your mind? Yeah, exactly. Arumaya Sunnar. So yeah, so I try to make a micro Pattimandram here. So with affect the table topic. So I will call 2 speakers. Okay. So I will give one title. For example, if I give a title like which one is good, mobile, bike or car? Okay. I will give the title. Speaker 1 will be talk about bike. Another one will talk about car for 1 minute for opening comment. Again, the speaker 1 will coming to the closing comment for 1 minute, and another guy talking about the car about 1 minute. Closing comment, okay. So you got it right, you have an idea right. Yeah. I will call the first speakers, Toastmaster Priyadarshini B and Toastmaster Sharu. I will tell the title. Has technology made us productive or lazy? So you can talk about lazy, you can answer about the productivity.
So, a warm evening to all of you. Of course, it's not warm outside, and it's even because of the temperature outside, you're going to feel cold here because technology has brought that gift to you. And no matter what happens outside, be it sunny or rainy, you're going to face the technology of air conditioning, always keeping you cool. And when you're cool and when you're at your best, you're going to devote your time to all your passions and all your desires and achieve what not. So I believe, is it 1 minute or I can?
Yeah, you can talk about 1 minute for opening comment, then she will talk about 1 minute. Again, you can come and oppose this point or something.
Alright, closing. So my dear friends, I strongly believe technology is for us and it's there for you to increase and improve not just your productivity, but every passion that you have.
What is artificial intelligence? The name itself says it's artificial because the human emotion, everything is lost. A very good example to support this is even the dead God, he is saying after this technology has come to this earth, he is not even able to recognize and pull out the right person because all are looking down. So this is the sense of human being right now. Why I say technology is definitely not in favor of human, I'll give you a very practical truth which happens in most of our houses. Everyone goes for a morning walk, yes, The intent of morning walk is help yourself be with the nature. But we are not doing so. We are with this watch which is telling us, have you finished your calorie count? Have you burnt your fat? Have you, is your confidence level on time? There's so many factors which is actually stressing you more than de-stressing. The purpose of this walk itself is lost. So I feel this technology is not in our favor.
Yeah, you can do the closing comment. When my beloved competitor said that all of us are now looking down and walking, do you think it was any different hundreds of years ago? Now we are looking at the cell phone and walking down. Our forefathers used to look at a newspaper and walk down like this. So what's the difference? Whether I'm going to look down or look around, it doesn't matter. We are mature individuals. We know what to do with a sword when it's given to us. We know what to do with a knife when it's given to us. And we are responsible people. We have been given the sword of technology, and we're not going to use it to murder people. We are going to use it for a lot of other things. We're going to cut paper, we're going to cut vegetables, but we are going to use it for what's best for us. Of course, the indisciplined, the unmotivated will try to give or blame technology about what they are not able to achieve. But in the hands of the right person, technology is your sword. It is going to make you a better person than what you are right now. So my dear friends, it's all out there. Go for it and be very sparse with your technology usage, of course. But then technology is for the good of you.
Yes, as I rightly said, he himself has proved that saying that we know what to do with the knife, and people even reading newspaper, watch down and read the newspaper. This is what I was trying to say. Today's people who belong to this technology or who hold on to this technology are too much less substance and too much of fraud. I'll give again a very practical example. All are too much of theory. There is no lack of education. But when it comes to practicality, we are complete failures. It is like a person says, oh, you know to swim? I know front stroke, backstroke, butterfly, that fly, this fly. But you actually push him into the water, he's definitely going to drown and not come out. This is what has happened with the people with technology. They have lost the touch with the humans around them, and that's why even a small thing can trigger them and they think of taking it worse. What is the use of you having a big house, a big car, education, or whatever you have earned in that 25-30 years? That's why, friend, what is lacking? Something which is very common, lacking today is the common sense. And I think it is because we are becoming slaves to technology. Hold on to your guts, believe in yourself, and just see what is right and wrong with your open eyes. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a very wonderful debate and a healthy debate. And the next Pattimandram, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas sir and Toastmaster Jagan. The title is, which one is more important, communication or leadership? You can support about communication. Your choice. Good choice. Okay. You can talk about communication. You can support about leadership. Yeah.
Friends, just look at it. The TT master calls us, and what does he do? He doesn't ask us to show our leadership muscles. He communicates to us. The whole thing starts because he's able to communicate. Jagan comes up, I come up, not because of leadership, no, not because of our initiative, because you call. How do you call us? Not through leadership. How do you call us? I rest my case and give the remaining 30 seconds as gift to all of you.
Thomas was able to talk because he listened. Some point in his life, he would have listened intently, actively. What is that skill? That is a leadership skill. That's not a communication skill. We learn in Toastmasters more by listening, not by speaking. And thereby, we learn to communicate effectively because we are becoming good leaders. Because we are innately leaders ourselves. So when we come out to Toastmasters, there is a project called active listening.
where you don't get to speak. You have to listen and get the inputs from people who are speaking here and then make them feel good about themselves because they've spoken well. That is a leadership skill. Thereby, most of us who are innate leaders, if we go back to our homes, the silence that we maintain is more important than the words that we speak. Silence is a leadership quality. It's not a communication skill. Thereby, I would say leadership is more important than communication.
Thank you. Jagan is a very smart person. I've known him. So I respect everything that he says. And I listen to him now that he has told me listening is important. I've listened to you fully. Look at it. What happened first? Someone spoke, then someone listened. If no one speaks, there is nothing to listen. Number one. Leadership is not just listening. Leadership is speaking. And let's not forget, it's talking and listening. It's sending, remember the old theory? It's sending the message and receiving the message. Together makes communication. I rest my case.
He said that we ought to speak and somebody will listen. The theme of the day is not about speaking. It's about making a sound. Sound is not language. Language came after sound. Maybe 2000 years ago. Language 5000 years ago. What came first is the sound. And I communicated to you via sound. My forefathers and foremothers communicated to your forefathers and mothers through sound, not through language. And thereby, if I were to counter his argument to say it is language, communication mostly is seen today as language. Isn't that right? But it's not really language, it's sound. And for me to communicate to you through sound, you must be intent to receive my message. And thereby, I rest my case by saying the leaders in us made way for the communicators in us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we had a great debate. So I hope you all understand about the importance of communication and leadership. And the next guest Tennyson and guest Ranjit, please. Yeah, please come on. So it's a very interesting topic. Which life is more interesting, bachelor life or married life? So we can talk about married life. You're talking about married life. Yeah, what are your suggestions?
So what my name is Tennyson.
I will be there.
Marriage life is very important because life has to move on. So it's a license. It's a license to live freely because of marriage. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, bachelor.
You all start like life starts in a bachelor, right? Childhood to bachelor, and then you get married. Then we earn for the bachelor life. Once you get married, then we understand what we lost, what we are missing.
Yes. So we're gonna post it.
Yeah, so yes, it's a cycle, right? At some point you bachelor, then you get married, then you work for bachelor life. Once you get it again, you work for the other side. It's like the other side is the dream.
Thank you so much. Maybe shall I ask one call one speak two more speakers? Thank you. Toastmaster Manivel and Toastmaster Krishna Priya. life is happiest before social media or after social media? So which one? Okay, we'll talk about that. Thank you.
So, good evening everyone. So, life after the social media which comes into our life, basically my life. So, once I graduated from school and graduated from colleges, everything like a bird and birds will fly from its nest, everyone will separate it based on the boundaries and different geographies. The one thing which connects every one of us even today is social media. Even if I am here, my friends are staying some hundreds of kilometers away, we used to connect through social media. So even so, the distance has become very shorter through social media. So this is during the times before social media, we used the communication between the members who are distance apart is kind of negligible. But whereas now it's like we are together living the same life because we are sharing the things through social media. So I think life is became more happier after the social media comes into it.
So I had my own phone when I started my 10th grade because I had to take classes, like coaching classes in the weekend. So before that, I used my mother's phone. So and I had my first social media account in my 11th, and I till today believe that was the reason my marks reduced in my finals. So yeah, it's true that social media connects you with people who are far away. But I personally believe before I had a social media, I was more connected with my parents, my next door people. Like I talked with them. I used to come home back and tell my mother like what happened. After having a social media, people like reduce talking with people in the home, like people around them. It may connect you with the people like beyond your reach, like who are like in the next other country or city, but it reduces your connection with the people like within you, like beside you.
So my competitor also, as she said, she also should accept on fact that when she was using her using the social media during 11th standard, I think she might live her happiest life, texting what all happened in the classrooms during in Facebook chats or something. I think she would have accepted that. And social media is not just about Instagram or Facebook. It is more than that. Nowadays, social media spans across LinkedIn or LinkedIn, Instagram, and what are other things which can be used for not even for chatting or scrolling. Which can be used for many educational purposes and our productivity also. So, social media brings us happiness, and we have to accept like how far it has to be used. Thank you.
So yeah, when we say social media, I strongly believe that social media is the technology that is used for majorly, to like scroll, like know informations, like connect with people. And LinkedIn as a part of, I'm not sure if it is really a social media. It's more like a networking platform, and I'm not sure if it's considered as a social media. So there are like other ways we can help us like get knowledge. Like when it comes to like when he says like social media is not only helping us like to know people, or also like like jobs and other and know more, gain more knowledge. And I believe there are many other ways to like gain knowledge than solely depending on social medias. Like before social media, I strongly believe like people used to go talk with other persons who are more knowledgeable in that.
Thank you, Toastmasters. So I hope you all enjoyed the session. So we are due to time constraint, we end up the table topic session. And also, I try to convey the debate always needed, healthy debate always needed. So with our friends or family members, so maybe we are having good points, we can constantly talk to them, and also they have some good points, we can connect with them. So the debate always needed. Thank you, TMOD.
Thank you.
Toastmasters Sundal. Today, normally we used to complete our meeting at the right time, but today being Pongal, everything overflows. It's good idea. So we will be exceeding our time limit by 15 minutes. And coming to Pongal, we are having 4 days holidays. Which Pongal you like the most in one line?
Water Pongal.
Water Pongal. What is the reason?
Jallikattu.
Jallikattu made you admire Water Pongal. Great. Next.
It's a calm time.
Calm Pongal. Reason?
The day where we get lot of different varieties of food.
Yes.
Water Pongal.
Pongal.
Kaanum Pongal. Okay. Next, any
Thai Pongal. Thai Pongal.
Reason?
Thai Payasam Vadi Payasam.
That is okay. Any other reason other than that?
Tamil Tirunal.
Thai Pongal. Because we get chakra.
One thing I understand is we like Actually, Thai Pongal, that is the day where our farmers used to give gratitude, owes their gratitude to the nature, the sun, because that gives energy to the plants and other things. And Kaanum Pongal, that's I personally feel that is something has to be celebrated more. Those days, people used to that's a very important ritual where relatives come to your house, where you meet your parents, where you meet your, irrespective of where you are staying, they will go travel very long distance and they meet their relatives. So Kaanum Pongal is a very important function. As I said in the beginning, Pongal is an underrated festival. Why is it gives a lot of information to the life. Number one, Kaanum Pongal. In modern world, we are forgetting the relationships, our blood relations, our friendships, all those things. Relationship is a key. Today, many people are saying, I'm in loneliness, but a lot of artists in WhatsApp, a lot of friendships in Facebook. But why loneliness? Because we don't meet people in person. So this is very important. Why we have to meet our relatives on that particular day. And another thing, this one is totally different from many of the almost I have never heard this kind of festival across the world. One is Bogi Pongal. You have to burn all the things that is not procured in your house. Not only in your house, there are many stuff. Those days, when I was a kid, I have seen the entire village, they used to clean all the houses. It is a must action. Everybody should white wash their house. I have seen those things in my lifetime. So that was a wonderful thing. Even those villages today, I see it's all full of polythene papers and not money. Okay. On that particular day, they will clean the entire village. All the village will be white in color, whitewash, and they have to clean their house. So we are not even cleaning our desktops in laptop. So we have to remove all the things that is not required on the body. So for all the reasons, this inculcates a life skill more than it's a festival. It is a life skill, very important thing for a life. So with this, and one more question for you all. As I told you at the beginning, ululation is something that belongs to the ancient period, very long period. Similar to ululation, that is celebration, there is another thing we do. What is that? It is also belongs to the ancient period only, it's not modern. Wailing crying. Crying. For celebration. It is applause. Clapping hands is not modern. It also comes from the ancient period. So we give a big round of applause to invite our general evaluator.
Thank you, dear Toastmaster Vijay. Greetings once again, dear Toastmasters and friends. We move into the evaluation part. We start off with the speech evaluation. And to evaluate Toastmaster Sathyavati's speech, we have a Toastmaster who is a chartered accountant by profession and who is also very well known how to balance a professional life with a family life and also a career interest. And she is a Toastmaster who believes Pongal is a festival which teaches the importance of being rooted while you go forward, while you progress in life. And coming from a family of farming, she enjoys Pongal. Is one of her favorite festivals where it gives an opportunity or a festival where they decorate the goats and other animals and then take it around the villages. So she misses a lot after getting married. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Abhirami to evaluate Toastmaster Sathyavathi.
Before the evaluation, I'd like to request everyone to vote for the best prepared speaker. The link is in the group. I'll share in the group. Please vote for the best prepared speaker. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Toastmaster Sathyavathi, thank you for your honest and courageous icebreaker speech. It's all in the mind. You took us through a journey that many 90s kids can deeply relate to. Like your love for literature and social studies, the pressure to study medicine, then engineering, early marriage, work, motherhood, and finally reaching a point where you felt like stuck in a deep dark hole. Sharing this takes courage, and choosing to speak up by joining Toastmasters is a powerful first step. Congratulations for that. One of your biggest strengths is your natural sense of humor. The audience truly enjoyed moments like younger sibling advantage, truckloads of students in a campus interview, and how astrology always favored your mother. These moments brought laughter and help us to connect with you instantly. Now, coming to the areas of improvement. Since this is an icebreaker speech, I would love to know a little more about who Sathyavathi is today. Your family, your profession, or what you do now. Adding these details will help the audience to know you better. Also, I noticed mostly you looked at the floor. Try to make eye contact with at least one person at a time. It will boost your confidence and make your message even stronger. To conclude, this icebreaker showed us a quiet voice ready to be heard. The content was sincere, the humor was effective, and the courage to share such a journey deserves appreciation. With practice, confidence, and eye contact, I'm sure Toastmaster Sathyavathi will grow into a strong and expressive speaker because finally, it's all in the mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Now to evaluate Toastmaster Chandran. Each we have a Toastmaster who is a HR professional and the mother of two lovely kids. She is also a social worker and enjoys spiritual pursuits. Pongal is a festival which reminds her of our traditions, our values and culture, which we have forgotten in our day-to-day life. Every year, it reminds each of us that the duties we have and the food we eat is all a gratitude which we'll have to pay for Pongal. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Harini to evaluate Toastmaster Chandran.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Chandran, we could see the harvest of your regular visits to Toastmasters, which made your icebreaker speech nothing like the first speech that you are giving. Your speech was well written, it was structured. I'm not going to paraphrase or summarize whatever the excerpts of whatever you spoke, but I'm going to directly get into feedback of the good and the areas for improvement. Your speech was completely metaphorical throughout, from the beginning. The structure, the introduction, the middle phase, and towards the end, how Ashraff, Swaminathan, Poochandran became Chandran, with the metaphor of a glass shoe, typically showed how you are transformed as a person. You used the powerful tool of storytelling in your narration, which really engaged the audience and created interest in listening to you. It created a lot of curiosity. As a first-time speaker, you also showed a lot of hand gestures and moved across the stage appropriately. I should also appreciate you for the commendable vocabulary you used throughout the speech. It was like listening to Shashi Tharoor. What you could have done little better is you should work out your intonation, that is the voice that you're using. So at times it felt it was you were using a bass voice like Mammootty, and we couldn't get the clarity of what you're trying to convey. So that is something that you can work on, and also on the pitch. Though you tried to use vocal variety, but the pitch was always kind of narrating a mystery storytelling. So that is something that you can work on. Rest of it, you have delivered a wonderful icebreaker speech. Congrats to many more good speeches. Thank you.
Now we'll move into tag report. May I invite Toastmaster Karanji to come and read out the tag report, the timer report of the day.
Everyone gave me a run for the money today. So let's just go. I think let's start with the table topics. TM Priyadashni, 2 minutes 26 seconds. Toastmaster Shahrukh, 1 minute 49 seconds. Toastmaster Thomas Sir, 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Jagan, 1 minute 53 seconds. Yes, Henderson, 23 seconds. Yes, Ranjit, 21 seconds total. So, Toastmaster Manibel, 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Ramya, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Prepared speeches, Toastmaster Sathyavathi, 6 minutes on the dot. Toastmaster Chandran, 5 minutes 44 seconds. Valuations, Toastmaster Abhamani, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Harani, 2 minutes 5 seconds. That's it.
May I request our counter Toastmaster Shanmugavi to come over here and read out the our counter's report.
Good afternoon once again. This is my Akunda report, starting from the proceeding officer Alain Samu. He has used a couple of and the repeated words are I and bleed and we pause off. Then Toastmaster of the day Vijayarajan used a couple of and so also. The repeated word, you know, all of you people. Ulu-ulu-ulu-ulu. Next, General Evaluator Para, clear speech. Then Diamond, couple of grammarian Karanjit Singh, couple of A's. Then the icebreaker, first speech by Toastmaster Sathyavathi. I have expected to harvest more but you have used one technique. You have intelligently avoided that one by your pause. So there is also clear speech. If it is the pause, if you avoid. Then her evaluator Abhirami, clear speech. Then second speech by Ashraff Poochandran. He has also avoided him, but I have harvested you the word 33 times. His evaluator, Harini, clear speech. The educational session, I didn't see that one. I have listened to her education session. Then tabletop Master Sendil Kumar, couple of and so he has used the word repeated word is right. The first debate, tabletop Toastmasters Priya on his competitor, clear speech. Then the second debate by Vendor Meeting, DTM Thomas and Toastmaster Jagan, clear speech. The third debate by guest Tennyson and guest Ranjit, clear speech. Then fourth debate, Krishna Priya, couple of A and a couple of so, and the repeated word is you know, and a couple of pause also. Then Manivel, couple of hours and so many times. The repeated words are which, like, there's some like half on the report.
Thank you all for the question. May I invite Grammarian Toastmaster Akash for the Grammarian report of the day.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. This is my report. The meeting went very smooth. Actually, there was one correction. It is not you fall, it's you fell in. And there were good usage of words. Remore, crackle, reporter of stories, prestigious, analogy, slain, yours all rhetorical stories, and middle stand. Thank you.
Thank you, Grammarian Toastmaster Akash. Move into general evaluators report. Evaluating the meeting preparation. The meeting preparation was well ahead of the time. Our VP has circulated who are the role players and what are the roles, and also the agenda was released well in time. And also kudos to the EXCOM for bringing in an educational speaker as a district champion, and it was also planned well ahead of time, so giving the members ample time to prepare for the TT contest. And coming to the meeting, today's meeting, the meeting hall was set up well, all the displays was done and everything was set. And the meeting, we were able to start the meeting also on time. The SAA set the ground rules and set the rules for the meeting, and then we have the presiding officer who invited the guests and also set on a brief introduction about the Pongal. And we have our TMOD Toastmaster Vijay who set the celebration mode for the meeting with the usual style, bringing in usual variations with the sound. And then we have two wonderful icebreaker speakers today, and kudos to these speakers for taking all the courage and coming in and delivering your icebreaker speeches. And the educational session, it was well conducted. She has explained well why this table topic is needed and how it is going to be of use outside the Toastmasters. And the slides were well structured and the audience engagement was at the highest. So again, kudos to the educational speaker and to the EXCOM for bringing such a celebrated speaker to Medley. And the table topic master, Toastmaster Sundal, held it and he conducted in a more creative way, apt to the theme of Pongal celebration, where debate is an unavoidable thing. So we are well orchestrated and the topics were well connected. And thanks and kudos to Toastmaster Sundal. And to the evaluation team, the tag team timer, Toastmaster Karanjit, for being so precise on noting. I know all the tag team had a busy day because it was a pretty long and extended meeting. And our counter, Toastmaster Shanmugavel, I've never seen an our counter coming in with so many pages of paper and reading out so many, even the DT speakers, each and so much detail. Kudos to Toastmaster Shanmugavel and Toastmaster Akash for bringing in quickly available short manuscripts in Grammarian report. And to both these speech evaluators for being more structured and giving out a more planned evaluation to the icebreaker speakers while we motivated them to giving for upcoming speeches. And there are 4 areas which I felt we could have done better as a club. Number one is, though the meeting hall was set, everything was set, the screen was set and the ACs, everything was set. And the arrival of the role players was a little late and we have to just call them to ensure they are on time. So kindly ensure all the role players are on time, so it helps not only the environment of the meeting set, but the role players' presence is what is needed to start the meeting. And in the same way, members started coming late, so I also request the members also to be on time, so we can ensure the meeting starts and progress without any disturbance. Number two, since we also do have a slide changer, it would have been better if we had handed over the slide changer to the educational speaker, so they would have a better control in changing the slides, so that those small minor disruptions could have been avoided. Number three is a grammarian that the word of the day should be a little more visible, and also maybe could have explained these more examples and the sentence so that the word of the day is more known to the audience and also the members. And the last but not the least, there was some disturbance when the second speaker was talking where we had to rearrange a bit. Maybe if that could have been avoided, it could have been a little more smoother meeting. With this, I would like to congratulate all the members and also the EXCOM for having a meeting which was engaging and more memorable, and also definitely a lot of takeaways from this meeting. With this report, I hand it over back to the TMOD of the Toastmasters.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Still, I have a lot of information regarding why Pongal is very, very important, but unfortunately, I got a message from Toastmaster Ramya that she has made a Payasam, special Payasam. So, I'm finishing, let me complete this meeting. Before completing this meeting, I'm going to take a video of all your Ulu-ulu-ulu-ulu-ulu-ulu. Kolvai, shall we have a take?
You should also do.
And for people who feel a little bit shy, you can use your hands like this so that you feel comfortable. But one request is everybody should give a try. Ready? 1, 2, 3, yes. Once more. Great. That's fantastic. Now please vote for the best tag role player and best ulu-later and best dressed personality for today. And I think with this, let us conclude the meeting. Wish you all a very happy Pongal, and let's celebrate it with more meaning. Let's make it as a more meaningful celebration. Let me hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Balaji.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayaraj. I hope we all had wonderful meeting. Can we have Sathyavathi on stage for icebreaker standing ovation? Can we have Ashraff on stage? Can we have guest back, Jessica?
So I arrived at only 4:30. So I saw him speaking, and yeah, it's good. Like I heard about this club from a friend, and yeah, they were telling about the icebreaker speeches first and the level state talks and everything. So yeah, I also came here for a good improvement in my speaking. Thank you.
We have best female Toastmaster Harini. Best male Toastmaster Sundal Kumar. It's time to announce the winners on this meeting. Best tag role player, all counter Toastmaster Shanmugam.
Best Evaluated Toastmaster Haridi. Best Role Player Toastmaster Jayaraj. Best Speaker Toastmaster Ashraff. Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Jagan. With the sound of gavel, I adjourn meeting number 865, and I request everyone to join for group photo. For guests, we have snacks there. I'd like to invite to join. Yeah, and one more request. Members can stay back. We have a business session after this meeting. Thank you.
Can we be seated for another 15 minutes so we can finish the business session? Guest maybe can.
Ashraff, very good job.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bless
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, this one blessing that you have is, or your work, or your, I don't know the background of yours. It looks very natural. So it takes ages for anyone to be that natural. Or it's in me. I don't know what is in you. Or might be you wanted to be in that. It is too good for me.
Thank you.
First, names, your middle name, and the thing is, when you see Thomas said he was doing this all the time. We were not able to hear your voice. It was so much of whispering,
Okay,
and
okay.
you read a lot of books. Yeah. You exhibited many things in your very first book. I'm very happy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.